What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, the time has come. The end of the season is near.
Fuck Patrick Mahomes.
Fuck Patrick Mahomes. No. Fuck Jackson Mahomes and his wife.
And the girlfriend.
And the girlfriend, wife, whatever it is at this point. I don't care.
Let's do Joe Shiesty.
Have we ever
and Money
seen...
Mac.
That's unbelievable.
Money Mac. Have we ever seen... like a team so hated for two people not on the roster or like not on the team?
Not really.
Like people hated Jackson Mahomes and his Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend for so long.
As they
People
should,
have hated
though.
his girlfriend for a while.
I mean,
now his brother just kind of came up this year.
I mean, the
That's
brother.
kind of the funny thing about
the
it.
brother is just excessive. Like,
They always thought
he's
he
way
was like
too much.
annoying, but like the stuff that they've done this year has just been so over the top. Like the Sean Taylor thing.
The Sean Taylor thing, the champagne
That was
thing.
ridiculous.
There was a couple other incidents. It's not really a good look.
There was
for
something
him.
about like him, I don't know, being like I don't even know, like really like obliterated at a bar or something, getting kicked out, or like
Oh yeah, I remember
some
that
shit
story
like
too.
that.
The
I don't
thi-
remember exactly.
The thing
but-
is, like, you're there to watch Patrick play. Like, it's about him. It's not about you guys. It's not about you guys making videos or whatever.
It's
So
stupid.
I don't really
Just
understand
go to a
it.
football game.
Just enjoy it.
I loved all the Joe, you're our only hope
Yeah.
to keep them from, or keep Jackson from dancing at the Super Bowl.
As soon as I saw
For real.
As soon as I saw the picture Sunday afternoon when he showed up, I was like, whoa. I was like, what is... Like, he had the gold chain, the turtleneck on. Like, he was just... He looked
He
like...
might be the coolest guy on the planet.
He just looked like he was on a mission.
he looked like a... Like, that's like something... It's some shit like Namath would wear, you know? Like, everybody's comparing... Like, giving him those
swag.
comparisons now, but, like, it's true.
So, like, at the end of the game, they said he'll be the third person ever if he wins the Super Bowl to have a national... I think it's a national title, a Heisman, and a Super Bowl ring.
First quarterback, though, right?
No, well, I think they said there's 3 quarterbacks to do it.
I thought I saw that no one has ever done that.
No,
Me too.
They said it at the end of the broadcast. That I know this for a fact. It was Joe Namath,
Huh. Right.
Joe Montana, and now it can be Joe Burrow. How?
Oh, I
appropriate.
think I read that he'll be the youngest to ever do it.
Okay, yeah.
But-
And
yeah.
easily the fastest.
But how funny-
Because that would be within 3 years of each other.
Joe Namath, Joe Montana,
Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow. It has to happen.
Oh, of course.
It has to happen. That game was phenomenal.
It really was.
'Cause
I mean,
that-
the first like quarter, you're sitting there going, "Oh my god, like this is exactly what we thought was gonna happen." The Chiefs are too much for the Bengals. Then the second half came around, the Chiefs just fell flat.
So, Antonio, let me know if you agree with this, because this is kind of my takeaway from the game. Say that game goes opposite. Say the Bengals go up 21-3. I think that's the worst spot for them. Because then all of the crowd momentum that's behind the Chiefs. Then Mahomes starts rolling. Then their offense starts to get a little
100%.
complacent.
We've seen the Chiefs make crazy comebacks like that, like at least 3-4 times.
And I'm not saying the Bengals in that situation didn't want to be up 18 points, but it might have been the best case scenario for them to be the chasers instead of having Kansas City
absolutely.
chase them.
Remember the Texans game with the Chiefs a few years ago? Exactly that. It was at Arrowhead. They were down. They were getting shut out.
It was 24-0.
Yeah.
I mean, if they end up winning, if they won that AFC Championship game against the Patriots, it would have been the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots were up 14-0
14-0, yeah.
in the second half. So I mean,
I just think they're a hard team to like try to keep pushing away as the game goes along. Like, they're gonna get plays, they're gonna move the ball down the field easily, especially if they need to throw the ball. Whereas if, Cincinnati's trailing, then Kansas City's one of those teams where if they get into that like trying to play conservative and bleed out they can't play like that. That's not how they play. They play full systems go all the time.
which I don't understand why they don't just keep playing like that.
They like
It looked way too easy in that first half.
no, it was like the first 3 or 4 drives. I was like, this is going to be a full
It's
blown.
like what we expected.
I thought it was gonna be a full blown ass kicking.
Mm-hmm.
And then the play that flipped it in my mind was that P. Ryan catch when he ran for a touchdown right before the half. I know people will point to the other play right before half where Hill got tackled. But
Well, yeah, there was that. But, I mean, both those things, the combination of both those things have to do with just how you're feeling going into the locker room for the second half.
I just think that P. Ryan catch and run, it was like that gave them the spark. And then from there, I think they believed the whole time, but I think once they got that score, they were like, okay, now we're fine.
Once they got that turnover early in the third, or was it early in the third or like later in the third quarter? It was in the third quarter at some point. I think that also was like a light for the defense, being like, we can actually stop them.
Spectacular.
We can stop them and create turnovers.
Mahomes also laid an egg, but the defense was spectacular.
Yeah.
He laid an egg in the second half. I don't want to sit here and say he played a bad game. He played a bad half of football.
He played a bad half.
Up to that point, he was playing perfect.
He eventually, just by the fourth quarter, he just looked so ridiculously uncomfortable, and you could tell, like, it's crazy to say about Patrick Mahomes, but his confidence was like gone.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah. I mean, we've seen it so many times where he like is under pressure, somehow gets out of it, and just chucks it down the Tyreek
And he had
Hill.
nowhere to go. He was running around, getting away from the pressure. He just also like there was nowhere to go, so he was getting brought down.
The Bengals were doing a really good job of like keeping him contained
inside the pocket. That's what you got to do, though. Once he gets outside the pocket, it's game over.
Especially that play where they
rolled him right and Tyreek Hill came across.
Well, no, where they were they were down by 3 and they were gonna. It looked like they were going to score, in my opinion. It looked like they were going down and scoring a touchdown. And then it was like 3rd and goal, and I think they got a sack on them.
Oh, the last drive.
Yeah, their last drive.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those plays where, like, you could tell, like, they were just trying to hive and keep him from going out to the sideline.
That's the Belichick rush formula, though. When Belichick rushes his ends, you got to keep contained on the outside. Like, he preaches, do not go inside. Don't go near your defensive tackle. Like, stay on the outside lane. Keep contained. Don't let him break outside. Just as soon as he breaks outside, he can stand there. He can run around in the backfield for a little bit. He can rush for 5 yards. Like, it's a formula for disaster. If you keep him in the pocket, like, he can only do so much. It's up to his receivers to get open, or he's trying to make a perfect throw. And yes, he can, but that's how you stop that offense.
Shout out that defense, man. We talk about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase a lot. How about that fucking defense?
I mean, it's holding him to 3. Like.
Also, once the overtime thing happened, it was like,
are we still crying about the rules now?
No,
I don't think anyone's crying about it anymore.
It's just overreactions, man. You gotta settle down and let things happen.
I think everyone in the world thought after the coin toss that the Chiefs were gonna go down and score a touchdown.
I was about to say. Also,
I didn't think so.
I was on DraftKings once the fourth quarter ended, just refreshing nonstop because I wanted to put my house on the Chiefs winning the coin toss.
Oh, just winning the coin toss.
Oh, like I would have put a stupid amount of money on that.
Could you have done that though? Could you have like picked a team to win the coin toss, or is it just heads or tails?
Oh, you have to pick heads or tails.
No, I don't even think they do. So like a lot of
it wasn't even on DraftKings.
Yeah, a lot of sportsbooks. I don't know. They won't even like.
It's only like the crackhead online. Like sports
like
books that
like the Bovada or something. I'm sure if like you were on Bovada and you tried to refresh it,
we did plenty of that on Bovada.
Yeah,
I'm sure they would probably let you, but DraftKings or FanDuel or anything. Well, that's like a very specific prop though that like is very hard.
And also too, could they update it quick enough for overtime? I don't know if
they would have to like create a whole new like bet or whatever.
Yeah.
So
you definitely could in the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why they have it for the Super Bowl. That's why everyone's like, oh, tails.
Everyone's always crack hits for it. I love it, dude. I love it.
It's so stupid, too, because it's like, say me and Antonio want to bet on the coin toss. Why would we bet on DraftKings heads or tails and pay like 2% or 3% when like me and Antonio can just bet like $20 on the coin toss? Like, why would I bet on DraftKings? Why would I bet like $100 on DraftKings to win back like $95? Instead, I could bet 100 with Antonio to win $100. Like, so... Just word of advice: don't bet the coin.
If you're at a Super Bowl party,
just bet with someone there.
Just bet with someone there.
That makes more sense.
If someone else is looking for it, and
take
you're looking for it,
your friend's money.
Yeah, that's
not DraftKings.
Yeah, it's way more fun to take someone else's money than. Well, it's fun to take DraftKings money, but
yeah.
Taking Antonio's money, that would be even.
And now with like Venmo and everything, it's so fucking easy.
It's free.
Literally free. But okay, so
what's the look for?
There's no looks.
So do we?
Hold on. What are you doing?
Where am I going?
Heads
on
or
the
tails?
Super Bowl. Everyone always is crackheads for tails.
I'm a heads dude. I'm all heads.
Whoa, you're a heads guy?
Yeah, I'm a big heads guy.
Hey yo. I'm a tails guy.
I'm definitely a tails guy.
Tails never fails.
No, you have to go tails though.
No.
Actually,
so you guys can bet for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can. All right, we got our boat.
On next
Statistically speaking, though, you are
$700.
on next week's podcast,
We'll discuss terms and conditions next week. How's that sound? I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something.
coin toss, heads, tails.
Son of- about
Statistically
overtime?
speaking, heads weighs a little bit more than tails does. So you're supposed to take heads. Statistically.
Well, wouldn't the heavier land down first?
Listen,
you
you know,
I don't know how science
absolutely
works, so.
nothing.
No, I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty. Isn't it pretty easy?
Well, I think it depends which way you start. Like if. when
Well, I'm
you
saying
toss
like,
it-
okay, if I have like I don't know, like an hourglass, and in half of the hourglass is like really heavy sand and nothing in the other one, and I fling it up in the air, the heavier side is going to tend to go down first because it's heavier. Gravitational pull. Gravity is working.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but we just went way too in on that.
I am not sure.
All right, so back to the Chiefs and Bengals.
Yeah, welcome back to Nolan's Physics, ladies.
That was Physics 101, brought to you by Nolan's Jam.
Okay, do we think the Bengals won this game or the Chiefs lost it?
both.
Both. Interesting take.
The Bengals won this game.
Explain.
I think after their stop at the goal line heading into halftime, they had the belief that it was their game to win. I don't think they were thinking we need the Chiefs to blow this. I think they thought that they competed with the Chiefs and that, one or two breaks go their way in the second half and they can easily win this game. And they can move the ball on the Chiefs. They move the ball all up and down. I just think, yes, you can say it's an 18-point blown lead, but at the same time, I think they were just the better team Sunday. And
Oh, they were, like, without a doubt.
and I think, and I don't know, I think it was more of a mindset thing. I don't think they thought, and this is all speculation, obviously, but I don't think they thought that they were the underdogs or they didn't have a chance to compete with Kansas City. They've already been in Kansas City this year. They've already proven that they can compete with Kansas City this year and, play a high-scoring game. And now it's the playoffs, so obviously it's a little bit more low-scoring, but one or two breaks go your way in that second half, and you're right back in that game. And I think that's what they thought coming out of halftime. So I think they won that game as much as Kansas City lost that game.
Oh, no. With that statement,
So that kind of goes in the both. Is that what you were thinking?
I was that's completely what I'm thinking because, I'm gonna say the Bengals played the best that they could play in that second half, and the Chiefs played just about as bad as they can play in that second half. And the Bengals played incredible, and they deserve to win. But at the same time, when you're the Chiefs and you're a team of that caliber, and you're supposed to be this next dynasty, best quarterback in the league, best offense in the league, one of the top 4 or 5 receivers in the league, you got to take care of business when you're up 21-3 in a playoff game.
It's interesting because we always look at Kansas City and we're like, dude, they can just do whatever they want.
Well, it's weird because they flipped this switch and all of a sudden they look unstoppable. But when that switch is off, it's like
You saw it for 6 games this year.
it's like a grind. It's like
It all matters-
nothing.
It all
easy
matters
is-
with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's literally like what we said, where he started looking like nervous, and he was just they were getting into the pocket more, and the offensive line was probably winded, and they probably were starting to lose a step.
Their offensive line in the first half, I thought, played amazing.
They were
Kansas City-
running
Kansas
the
City.
ball pretty well.
And then the second half, they didn't play badly, but they did not play well either. So I don't know what adjustments either Cincinnati made or Kansas City didn't make, but from the first half to the second half, it was a completely different team. They looked just, befuddled. They looked like they didn't know what to do or who they were playing.
What I was thinking in the first half was when they were going up and it was 21-3 or whatever it was, I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, the Chiefs are going to blow them out. I already had it in my head. But what I was seeing was they were running the ball pretty well. And I was seeing Jared McKinnon was crazy. He was really good.
I don't want to say he's better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he fits that offense a lot better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire does for some reason.
And they were running the ball, which is something we've never seen really the Chiefs do.
And he looked good running the ball, too.
And that's when I was thinking, I was like, we better look out for the Chiefs because they're developing a running game as long with that passing game.
He was very good when he was on San Francisco, McKinnon.
Yeah.
When he was healthy.
Well, yeah. I mean, Minnesota, too, but he's definitely a good running back for sure. So now we're 4 AFC Championship games, or 4 years into Patrick Mahomes. He's lost in 2 AFC Championship games. He's lost a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. So
he has done
pretty
it
good
all.
start to
no,
career.
I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying in general. Like
that's
he's
amazing.
gotten to 4. He's 4 for 4 getting to AFC Championship games so far in his young career. He's yet to not make it when he's been the starter.
Every year's been Super Bowl. I mean, 3 out of the 4 years probably Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah, they were at home for. Were they at home for 3 out of those 4 AFC Championship games?
They
or was
played
it
the
2?
Patriots. They played the Bills. They played Cincinnati this year.
They were at home every year.
Who's the other team that they
Houston.
played? Yep, Houston. Yeah, they're at home 4 out of 4 years.
They didn't play Houston in the AFC Championship.
Oh, they played Tennessee that year, not Houston.
Right. Yeah. They've been at home all 4 years.
Yep.
That's correct.
Yep.
That is crazy. So he's 2 for 2 now. That's nothing to golf at.
No,
dude.
I mean, like, seriously, though, like, as much as I don't like
top
Patrick
3 team in the
Mahomes,
league every year.
but no, they're just the model of consistency, and it's, like, great to say after you just lost a playoff game, but hats off to him, dude.
But I mean, I will ever say that they, as long as they have Patrick Mahomes, they are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not concerned about the Chiefs going forward. No one should be. The Bengals are looking like a team that's going to be around for a very long time. Them and the Chiefs have plenty of years to beat up on each other, along with the Bills. It's going to be a lot of fun with those 3 teams over the next 10 years. And they just lost
Justin
to
Herbert.
they just lost to another heavy hitter.
let me play,
Shit happens,
Let me play this game
and
with
it's going to happen again.
with you guys and see what you think. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I want you to give me the comparison of them to Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady of the previous generation. So who's what? I would say Mahomes is Brady, right? Is Joe Burrow turning into Peyton Manning a little bit?
I'd say right now he's more in that Drew Brees.
He's more of a Drew Brees type.
Yeah, and then Peyton Manning is more
Josh
like
Allen.
Josh Allen.
Okay. I was
Like
thinking,
if Peyton could
who's-
like run more.
who's gonna be like?
Well,
I'm not
well,
saying
they're-
style wise. I'm saying like career.
Oh,
These
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
these guys are all in the same conference though. Unlike
That's crazy.
Oh, Drew Brees
yeah,
wasn't.
'cause
Okay.
they didn't get to see a ton of Breeze, so it's not like he was. In
I don't
want to
call like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
and
I was
Ben
gonna say,
Roethlisberger,
it's
'cause
not
that's
Phillip-
that's not the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not Philip Rivers.
Yeah, no. Phillip Rivers is not going to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game and winning. That's not happening. But I think the reason I asked that is I think like Mahomes and Brady are kind of on a similar like trajectory.
Yeah, I
sort of.
understand that question, but now it's looking like that. I mean, obviously, well, first year I guess Mahomes didn't get to a Super Bowl either. First year starting rather, but you could argue Burrows is also kind of on a similar trajectory because
I look at this.
Burrow's. I'm sorry to cut
No,
you
no,
off,
you're good.
but Burrow's career is closer to Brady right now than Mahomes is.
because technically
exactly,
this is his
first year.
first year. I'd give this his first
Yeah.
year because he was out for more than.
And I don't
half of the
want to.
season.
I don't want to say like any of these young quarterbacks are going to be Tom Brady because there is no Tom Brady, but they're
the closest.
they're this generation's version of Tom Brady.
yeah, but who knows? Maybe at the end of these careers we don't look at it that way, and it's maybe Mahomes has 3 championships, and maybe Burrow ends up with 3 championships at the end of their careers.
You know, it would be fun if like Allen has one, Burrow has one.
Yeah, there is no
Mahomes has
particular
3,
dynasty.
Herbert has one. Like there every year, it's just like a different like fish in the sea.
Throwing,
It might be.
throwing maybe a Mac Jones in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Let's be generous.
It might be, dude. Like, look at all these quarterbacks.
Dynasties happen in sports, but to have some parity and to not see the same team every year, that I think that would be a good thing for.
And I mean, this year, if any, we've seen plenty of parity.
I don't think
The most maybe I've ever seen in the NFL.
I don't think anyone in the world before the season could have told you the Super Bowl.
No,
They would be a liar if they.
I'm
said-
sure some people would say the Rams, but no
Nobody
one was
said the
saying the
Bengals.
Bengals. We didn't think when the Bengals got in the playoffs, we're like, yeah, they got in the playoffs. Let's go. Like they're playing
Everybody
with house
picked
money.
them for 4th place.
Then they beat Tennessee, right? And we're like, Tennessee kind of like gave that one up.
I gave them a generous 4th place. I think I said like maybe 7-10, 6-9. I like Joe Burrow. No, they won.
Yeah.
I listened back to last week's pod, and it was like me and Antonio talking. We were just like, yeah, it's just not their year. Like
Yeah.
they're not.
We were so depressed about it.
Well,
Because
yeah,
we
they're
wanted them
not.
to win
We
so
said
bad.
we said they're not capable of going in Arrowhead and winning. It's just it sucks to run into Mahomes and just everything. Just take it and just fucking shove it down the river.
And I
dude.
love
yeah,
that.
they've proved me. I mean,
And I'm not just saying you. Everyone said
they
that.
proved every single person wrong every single week. So now it's like Hell yeah, they have 100% capability of going out there and winning the damn Super Bowl next week.
You know what I'm worried
That's
about?
what they've shown us.
I'm a little worried for something I saw yesterday. So, the Bengals win the AFC Championship. Cincinnati goes crazy. What do you think that they announce?
The Cincinnati published rules. Is that what you're talking about? The day after?
They already made it a holiday the day after the Super Bowl to take the day off.
Or do they know that they're going to win and they have to prep?
That was their reasoning for their first Super Bowl win. So that makes me a little scared. But
It's going to be a sad day.
then again, if they do win, they look like geniuses.
It's a very ballsy move to
Right, and it's like okay, like you don't have to like announce it. Like you get to the Super Bowl, you win. Just it's like an unwritten thing. Just like no one shows up, no one cares, right? It's like who cares?
Well, especially in Cincinnati too. Like nobody's going to school the next day. Like everyone's just
right.
like, let's go.
Like what the fuck?
I don't know. That is a very suspect move for sure. But
Everybody knows that the day after the Super Bowl is like an unwritten holiday that like everyone just doesn't go in.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's the only thing that makes me a little bit nervous.
I mean, even like I can't tell you. I mean, I've seen the Patriots win the Super Bowl plenty of times throughout me going to school. I can't tell you how many times after a Pats Super Bowl win, there's just mad kids not at school.
Yeah, it's like it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? And then you go like the little kids, like they're talking about elementary school. It's like, bro, like half of them don't give a shit.
No,
Half of them don't care. I'm sure there's like a handful of them that are really big Bengals fans, and they like it because their dad likes it. But it's just like they don't give a shit. All they look at it now is like, oh yay, we get a day off from school, and then it's like, okay, you lose the Super Bowl, are you still gonna not?
Yeah,
go
then
the
you're
next
home
day?
and your dad's pissed, just like, damn it.
It's like, oh my god, dude, now we have to go.
you have school today? No, Dad.
Oh,
You're
my
home all
God.
day?
Go in your room.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
Jesus Christ.
I think that was a mistake. I think.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We'll see. I'm rooting interest wise. I'm definitely pulling for the Bengals.
Me too.
And it's not like I don't like the Rams, but it's impossible to not like the Bengals. I think at this point.
So segue. Let's move on to the NFC Championship game.
Jimmy's a pumpkin.
Jimmy's a pumpkin. I'm happy
Yeah,
that he didn't
he's
get
a
away
terrible
with it again.
quarterback.
He's a bad quarterback, and I'm not like I don't know.
Just say it, Sal. Just say it. He's bad. He's bad.
I'm not
He
a
sucks.
Jimmy like defender, but this was like really not cool. Like that 2-minute drive. That 2-minute drive was one of the worst 2-minute drives I've ever seen. He had 2 incompletes and then a third down scramble that he threw underhanded while falling down.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
I
What are you
couldn't believe it,
doing?
dude.
I don't know.
It was
What
the
are
most
you
Jimmy thing I've ever seen.
What are you thinking?
It just it was a painful. See, like he made throws, but like he's just
Yeah, but he also misses. Like there was one where George Kittle was wide open on like a 20-yard slant going down the field. He just missed it high. He just misses throws left and right.
the problem with him is he misses the ones that he needs to make, like the easy ones that he just needs to like move the chains on third down. He'll just miss for no reason, and it's like you're literally killing us. Like
And I thought he was pretty solid in that first half, and they kind of were like in control of the game, but they just let the Rams just keep digging and digging and digging, and then they
I
finally
bet the Rams when they were down 10.
look at this guy. Great bet.
good job.
We knew Jimmy G was
That
gonna
won
blow
back
it.
my money from my Chiefs and
bet.
Rams parlay.
No.
That was not one of those things where I looked at it as the Rams being down 10 and said, "Wow, the Rams are done."
Not at all, actually. It was
I
one of
wasn't
those.
thinking that for a minute.
No, it was one of those where it's like, all right, this is going to be a close game. Who wins? Like it wasn't one of those like, oh, the 49ers might win by 17. It's
Yeah.
like, no.
Because it was, what was it? Was it like, I forgot what the score
17.
was.
20 to
7.
17. Oh yeah, 17-7.
It was 17-7, and I'm sitting there going, but then like San Francisco's not really moving the ball after that. And I'm
No,
like, bro.
it's too. I said something last week about that game most likely being a low-scoring game. Two incredible defenses and two incredible defensive lines. The pass rushes were alive the entire game.
I said I liked the under in the Bengals game, and he said he liked the under in the Rams game, and they were both right. I mean, normally it's a playoff game, and it's not really supposed to be high scoring, but 54 was a lot of points in the Bengals game, and even, 47? for the Rams game.
I don't know, but it was really low.
Like
37.
it should have been. No, I know 37 total. The
right.
I think it was like 47 or something, which is a lot for both those teams combined. So
I agree.
maybe look for a Super Bowl under. As not fun as that sounds, but we're not gonna even go there at this point.
It's so lame to bet the under in the Super
Yeah, we'll
Bowl.
talk about it next week.
Yeah, unders.
So
Just
lame.
unders in general. It's like, what are you sitting there rooting for? Like, to stop on third down? Like, don't you want to see Jamar Chase jump over somebody? Like, that's way more fun.
Yeah. He does that a lot. That third down play in the back of the end zone.
Yeah. Why is he the best receiver ever?
He's the best ever.
Like, literally ever. Like, after
Cup?
No.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah, it's crazy how many plays there can be in one game where he makes you say wow, and like from like just he'll have guys draped on him, and Burrow throws the ball in his direction, and you watch him make the play like time after time. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you're like, this really can't work again, can it?
But it does.
I just can't believe I was the dickhead that was like draft the lineman.
So was I.
No, there were plenty. No,
there
we're
were
not
so
doing that.
many
There were
dickheads
plenty
like
of people that were like, Jamar Chase was a bad pickup. Remember, people were freaking out in the preseason
Because
when
he couldn't catch.
he missed like five catches in a
one
row,
cares
and they
now.
were like, I know he's a wide receiver at the highest level, but I don't think he can catch the ball.
That changed their whole franchise course. Honestly,
He's been the X factor.
and I'm not saying Jamar.
Yes, he has been.
I'm not saying Jamar Chase is like has a quarterback value, but with Chase,
I don't know if they're here without him. Probably not.
probably not, right?
Because it also opens up a lot for Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins.
Those are excellent. Like T. Higgins is
an
not T.
excellent
Higgins.
second
It's
receiver.
excellent. But I meant to say Tyler Boyd is an amazing number 3.
I mean,
that's your 3.
Tyler Boyd had a great year.
No, Tyler
last
Boyd
year.
as a 3 is kind of ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. He was your number 1 2 years ago. T. Higgins is a very good receiver. He had 1,000 yards this year.
I really love watching Joe Mixon play.
And Joe Mixon, like with that shoddy offensive line, what he's been able to do,
It's
third
not
best
good.
in the league.
Mm-mm.
Third best running back in the league. Are you kidding me?
He's my boy. I like him.
What's going to happen when they do put together an
offensive line? Yeah.
Because it's not good.
Because they know that that's the area that they need to fix.
Well, you got to think they still have 2 or 3 years under Burrow's rookie contract, so like they can spend a whole shit ton of money in free agency if they want
Jamar
to.
Chase's rookie contract.
Yeah, like they have a bunch of young guys under rookie contracts that it's like, all right, after this year, they still can build upon this. And, I'm not saying Cincinnati's going to be a powerhouse forever, but maybe the next 2-3 years, they might be like this. And it's going to be.
They really.
Someone's signing an extension.
Yeah.
Either
Getting
or
Burrow,
Chase.
having him be really good, and then having Jamar Chase be the shot of lightning that they need. I mean, look at what happens just with those two. You're in the Super Bowl,
I love how we were talking about the Rams game. It's just so much more fun to talk about the Bengals.
right? They had 4 wins last season.
It would have been kind of cool. Like before I was saying, like, if it's Chiefs and Niners again,
That would have been
Kill
the
me.
lamest Super Bowl.
kill me.
That-
But then once the Bengals won, I was like, I don't care if the Niners win. 1988 rematch.
Right? I think if the Niners won, Bengals would be favorited.
I disagree.
Or at least
It's
at
like a
least,
-1.
I mean,
for the Niners.
publicly, probably.
Oh, no. Well, I think publicly right now, everyone's still supporting the Bengals.
I mean, yeah, but I think it's like a good.
Have
I
to
think it's a
be.
good mix. It might be like 60-40 Bengals right now, in my opinion, because people like Matt Stafford, they're like, yeah, Matt Stafford. Like now, it's just like people who aren't fans of those two teams.
It's just really crazy because it's like it really is a likable Super Bowl. Like I don't have a gripe with.
Yeah, let's go.
Like it's just a nice, enjoyable like.
It's like the Rams win.
Haven't
Good
had
for
one
Matt
of these
Stafford,
in-
right?
And Aaron Donald too. Like
And Aaron
I would
Donald,
be really
Cooper
happy.
Kupp.
And, I mean Odell too to a certain extent. Like he's
Yeah, and Odell also.
kind of a whore, but
I don't hate him.
I like
it's
Odell.
He's kind of a whore.
He was a little bit of diva, but I think he's worked all that stuff out now. He's not. He didn't take
at
the
this
turn
point. Well, yeah.
that like AB made.
Mhm.
He
He's
kind
also
of.
not like the talk of the league right now. Also, and he's not. the
Well,
number
yeah.
one
Now he's
receiver.
like trying to like.
Yeah, because when he was on the Giants, he was also like, number 1 receiver in New York, top 3 receiver in football, making highlight play after highlight play.
He's looked excellent. the
Yeah,
last
he's
couple of
looked
games.
really, really
He's
good.
been exactly what they need. Same with Von Miller. Those two signings
We're
are
perfect.
perfect.
I don't know much more on just shitting on Jimmy really. or any 49. I mean, the only other thing you can say is that drop.
Yeah, get rid of him. Garoppolo sucks.
Oh yeah. The only thing you can really say other than that about that game was that dropped interception killed the 49ers. But what are you gonna do? I guess.
Also, too, the interception in the Bengals game really kind of sealed it for him.
Mm-hmm.
There was
They only
also
had 15 yards to get
Apple
there.
had an interception go right through his arms.
He should
And
have
I
had
was
that.
like, that's the game, dude. Now the Chiefs are gonna win, and then
that's the moment where I thought the Chiefs were gonna win because I thought.
Me too.
Just remember, Eli Apple tweeted, "I hate Giants fans and whoever other fans," and I was like, "Great, this dude's gonna get so many hate messages, dude. Like just the most for dropping that pick."
The moment
he didn't play a bad game either, but
the moment
fuck Eli
I thought,
Apple,
man, the
sucks.
Chiefs might win now was that last play they had before the field goal where he fumbled and the Chiefs got it back.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, man, because if the Bengals got that, it was game over, obviously. But
that pick was so weird on the Bengals game in overtime because it got batted and then it went straight to like the defender's hand. I
think it was Bell.
Yeah, literally like stuck to his hand. Like it literally was like meant for him to pick off.
I mean, okay, so they don't complete that pass.
They're the new team of destiny.
They complete that pass and the Chiefs punt and they pin them maybe at like the 20. I know they were kind of like deep in their half a little bit, but that was probably the they got it to what, the 45 after that, their own 45. They had 15 yards to go to get it in field goal range.
I mean, from the other 45, I'm sure Money Mac would have even kicked it in from there.
You think so?
No. The way he's been kicking lately, though, and nothing would shock me.
Automatic.
He's awesome.
He's also a rookie.
Yep. Yeah.
Where'd they find this guy? Everyone else is looking for like quality kickers.
Oh, yeah, he was at some like
Patriots have Nick
wicked
Folk.
no-name
He's like
school.
75.
No, I think he was at Florida.
No.
Wait,
I mean, yeah. They were talking about him coming from somewhere crazy. Then I heard them maybe just talking about his high school or hometown, like from this and Alabama.
He does give off big Florida energy, I feel like.
No, I'm pretty sure there was some video, I don't know if you guys remember this, of a kicker kicking a ball into like the not like the rafters, but up high in the stadium, and there was like a Gatorade bottle, and he kicked off the lid of the Gatorade bottle, and that was him, and it was at Florida. So I'm
really,
that was him.
Cool.
Yeah,
that makes so much sense. Yeah. I didn't know that was him.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, but it was at Florida.
Catch, so.
It was at Florida, so I'm pretty sure he went to Florida. That would only make sense, but who knows? Could just Google it, but what fun is that?
Internet knows, but I don't care.
It's one thing you need to win the Super Bowl.
It's a good kicker.
Good kicker.
I mean, I'm sorry to keep just, fondling the Bengals, but like they kind of are a young Patriots team. Vinatieri is McPherson, Brady is Burrow. Like they got a nice, like powerful running back. I mean, the Patriots didn't have like the offensive.
There's no
weapons.
Willie McGinnis on that defense.
No, not at all. But like a young up and coming team with a second year quarterback and a money kicker.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying
there's no best offensive line in the league either.
They haven't found their Willie McGinnis yet.
That's also true. Maybe it's what's his face? Yeah. Hendrickson.
Ooh, I like him.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Any opposition on -4 for the line? Do we think that's the correct line? I mean, how are we to tell Vegas to do their job?
Pretty early. We'll see what it is next week on the podcast.
I don't think it moves that much. I think
it won't. Maybe 3.5. Maybe
4.5.
I like 3.5.
I like 3.5. So 4 is
well, the thing was, it was 3.5 to start, and then it went up to 4. So whoever was betting like the Rams to start off the week.
Okay, well, the more it goes up, the more I'm betting on the Bengals.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Because if we're thinking it's going to be a low-scoring affair, it's going to be a pretty close game.
Right.
I would assume. If it ever goes up to +5, I'm hammering that.
The reason I asked is last year was a home Super Bowl. LA at home. They don't have much of a home field advantage, so I don't think you can take too much stock into that.
That's why I don't think.
There's a lot of red in those stands.
So my question is basically just like how much stock do you put into them having a home Super Bowl, and I guess it's not much.
Yeah, and I think they make a bigger deal about that because I thought it was going to be a way bigger deal last year.
The stadium also wasn't
crowd.
The stadium also wasn't full last year too.
True, and then like the Super Bowl crowd though is always like
corporate.
Yeah, it's like a big mix because all the tickets are like $6,000.
Yeah.
So like you're obviously just getting people coming in. Like nobody in fucking LA right now sitting at home is like, yo, I'm about to drop $6,000 on this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're just gonna go party outside the stadium
and watch the game on a
and
monitor.
watch the game on the giant, like a giant monitor. So like it's always people coming in. So when you have that, you always get a good mix of fans.
You know what I've never seen lose before? When they show a team's hometown city bar during the live broadcast. Because they did that.
I love that.
They did that during the Cincinnati game, and I was like, wow, I haven't
They
seen...
didn't do it until they made it close though.
Yeah.
Right? No, Sal, they didn't do it. They didn't do it until they tied the game at 21.
I love when they do that.
I swear to God.
Really?
I swear to God.
I thought it was...
I remember watching it, and I'm like, yo, they had that camera set up this whole time, and they...
If that was like earlier in the game, I would have been like, okay, like that's the point where they were definitely winning.
Right? I literally think they tied it up, got the 2 point, and then going to commercial, they showed it. And I was like, where has that been? Because it was like the late in the third quarter.
Why do you look the most unamused you've ever looked?
No, I'm not unamused. I
looked
love
really
that shit.
amused, too.
Whenever I see like a bar going nuts for like a game on a broadcast, I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool to be there.
No, Cincinnati was just like, like it would be. I don't know.
I mean, they probably couldn't show it before that because it probably wasn't as hopping.
21-3.
Yeah. And then 21-13. I mean, they're not going to show it then either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go on to more sadder news. That guy right there.
I don't want to talk about it.
That guy right there.
It is a wrap for Mr. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady in the greatest quarterback career ever in NFL history.
See, it's sad to me when I reflect on it back in this way. Is one, I mean, he's been in the NFL since before I was out the womb, but there's also like he's been playing every single year since I started watching football. The amount of times that guy has had me on the edge of my seat, whether it be rooting for him or wanting him to lose, is incredible. Almost on a year-to-year basis.
Yeah. Slow clap.
Amazing.
No, not so. Just slow clap in general for Tom Brady.
I think
he went out the perfect time too.
I think so too. I think, because we talked about it last week. I think if he tried to come back and make it kind of like a goodbye tour,
That's not him.
That's not about.
And that's setting them up for failure too, because it's like,
what, for everyone to then be like, oh, you're old. And
because it's just the impending ending of the season. So you have that energy in the locker room. It's not a winning environment.
I just think
it's a great point.
That Rams game was the epitome of his career. Like, he got knocked down and knocked down and knocked down, and it was 27-3. And then, his defense starts playing a little well and making plays. And then all of a sudden, he gets rolling and rolling and rolling, and he gets the game tied up. And I just think that was like an all-time perfect game for you to go out on right after the end of that, because it just made so much sense. You fought to the end. You were defending your Super Bowl championship. You came up just short, and it's a team that's in the Super Bowl right now. What more can you ask for?
Great team, too.
What more can you ask for?
And if they beat them, obviously we're talking about them being in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, I think they beat San Francisco.
I think they beat San Francisco pretty easily.
And it's the Buccaneers playing the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl.
And then we get that whole like passing the torch thing. So then if they did end up losing in the Super Bowl, Tom would go out and be like, I'm passing the torch to Joe Burrow. Right?
I'm happy he's still healthy, and I mean he's had a better career than anyone has ever had in the NFL. So,
and I'm so happy too that he didn't go limping out.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. We talked about that too, where I just like didn't want him to get to that point where he's hurt and just kind of like pushing through. Like, I can still do it.
He's gonna win MVP.
Yeah,
he has to now, right?
I didn't even think about it. I forgot they didn't announce it.
So he would tie Peyton, right?
Would he? He would have 4, right?
No, Peyton is 5.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy.
I don't know if Tom is 5.
No, he's winning.
I think he's got 4.
If there's odds up still, you bet that, because Brady's winning.
I mean, what? He led in touchdowns and yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
And now everyone really hates Aaron Rodgers, too.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes Aaron Rodgers. I think it's him for sure.
I was going to say something about Brady. Oh, favorite Tom Brady moment, bro. Just any moment.
Favorite Tom Brady moment. Jeez, there's so many to fucking pick from.
If I'm doing my personal, I was at the AFC divisional game against the Ravens when they were down 14-0 and 28-14. And his throw to Brandon LaFell in the back of the end zone was electric in Patriots Stadium. It was just absolutely magical after they won that game.
Well, my favorite Brady moments, obviously, are the ones
that he lost,
where he loses. But I'll just go ahead and say last year, because another thing is that like I hated him for a good amount of the time that I've been watching football, and
you
then
got to
came
like him
around
a little bit.
to like loving him eventually. And that wasn't just when he got to the Bucs. The last 2 years in the Patriots, I was like, why do I hate him? When he won his 5th, I was like, all right. I mean, he's the best. I can't really argue it that much.
I think after the Falcons Super Bowl, everyone was like, damn, I'm wrong. Like, if anyone was like, oh, I don't really like think he's the GOAT.
Yeah, and then I started to like sympathize with him, because everybody would still try to like say he wasn't good, or like it wasn't,
or he's a cheater. I hate that.
Yeah,
one.
shit like that. Like it would be his 5th, and like, oh, he's still not the GOAT. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You just hate him.
Literally.
Yeah. That's why it's like, dude, you like, okay, so we have this one of a kind talent, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, just like, Muhammad Ali type character, and you're going to spend the whole time hating him. Like,
well, remember,
it's one thing to like hate him if he's like playing your team and like that's just the competitiveness. But like when he wins and you're sitting there going, oh, he sucks. He's
just winning,
he cheats.
bro.
It's like, bro.
You're salty.
Like, you're just salty at that point.
Think about 2 years ago. Everybody loved Patrick Mahomes. Now, plenty of people hate him.
I don't hate Patrick Mahomes.
I hate Patrick Mahomes.
I don't hate Patrick Mahomes. I appreciate the talent that he's bringing to the NFL. And if that means that the Chiefs turn into a dynasty, so be it.
I think it's like I don't want to say it's like a play, but it's like any sort of like theater. Like there's like a good guy and there's a bad guy. Like Tom Brady was the ultimate like figurehead, and it was either good or bad for you. He was like the ultimate like,
yeah, he played both sides.
Yeah, so it's like either he was your ultimate hero and you looked up to Tom Brady, or he was the evilest supervillain of all time and he just ruined you. So like the Jets or the Bills or even the Dolphins to a certain extent, or the Steelers, like teams like that, like they think of him as the big bad wolf. Like,
yeah, if I'm a Steelers fan, I was
gonna say, especially the Steelers.
Yeah, especially this, because you name those other teams. Those teams sucked for a good.
They sucked, but having
career.
Tom Brady come in twice a year and kick your ass is not funny.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But also, they couldn't beat him in the playoffs.
And also, too, they couldn't.
His record against the Steelers
they couldn't beat themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like how many years have we seen the Jets have a winning record?
What year is this?
Right? So I think the
Steelers was the last time.
I think the Steelers hating Tom Brady is a little bit more credible because he so many times just broke their hearts.
Just in general, I feel like he was the perfect he was just the perfect NFL player. Like there's just
and like in terms of longevity, it's like, bro, LeBron obviously, Tiger Woods, I would say, but I mean golf is such a different sport. Like you can play it for so long, but like to do it for 22 years is crazy. And then to only have one season where like he was hurt and didn't play, like, dude, he was here the whole time.
Literally the whole time.
The whole time. That's what's crazy.
Gotta love Tom.
And fuck Adam Schefter.
Yeah, piece of shit.
I hate that. Sal, can we get on this train together?
But I also said it's like when you're Adam Schefter, it's like, oh, I have a chance to break, the story of the greatest quarterback
I
of all
don't
time.
care
So
where I heard
here's
that from.
whatever. He's broken every story.
Here's the problem I have with people having a problem with it. Say you're at your job and you get the biggest, I don't know, news, or you get like the biggest, project or whatever, and you like get to like present it, like you take pride in that. So like obviously Adam Schefter took pride in breaking that story. Like it was like probably very hard to get that scoop, and for him to get that and not tweet it does a disservice to like what he's all about.
And all the TV networks on all the ESPN shows on Monday, they were all saying Brady's retiring.
All the other ones,
they were backing him up.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, that's our guy.
All the other ones were like, we're not sure.
I'm sure Schefter went to whoever he's supposed to go to at ESPN and said, yo, do I do it?
Adam Schefter is not breaking that story either unless it is 100% concrete in stone he is retiring.
I do think that too. I think like to a certain extent he had to have heard that from somebody that, whether it's Tom Brady or Tom Brady's agent or something like that. But at the same time, with these sort of things, there's ethics involved. And every time we talk about the media, they're breaking some sort of ethics, especially in this day and age When you have something this big, is Adam Schefter an up-and-coming reporter that needs this story to become Adam Schefter?
No,
He's broken so many stories.
I get your gripe with it. It's Tom Brady's announcement to make, but at the same
dude. Let him do it on his terms.
But at the same time, it's like how many retirements has Adam Schefter announced in his career?
I don't care. At that point, it's like, dude, you let him do it on his terms. Now you forced his hand. Right? So he comes out, he's like, oh, I'm not sure. And then less than 24 hours later, he's announced he's retiring. So obviously he was going to do it from the beginning. He's probably known for weeks. But for you to push that and then force everyone's hand on social media in this day and age where everyone's in it for the gossip and no one knows what's true or not, everyone's pushing it like, oh, Tom Brady's retiring. Like, you look like an idiot if he doesn't retire.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he didn't decide to retire. You look like an idiot.
Imagine if he said, I'm not retiring, and Adam Schefter's the reason why.
And Adam Schefter did take a lot of heat when Tom Brady was like, I haven't decided yet. You know what I mean? Because it makes him look like an idiot. It makes him look not credible.
Mm-hmm.
So why risk that to break this story? You know what I mean?
Because it's a huge story.
It is. But it's his story to tell.
I get it.
It's not Adam Schefter's. And I promise you Adam Schefter is okay if he doesn't break that story.
I wish Brady got to break it, but when you bring up the working standpoint with Schefter, it makes sense.
It does make sense because that's his job.
But yeah, it sucks. I agree with you. It sucks.
But there are times to pick and choose when you decide to do these things. And I think not having Tom Brady's okay to break it. Like, it's one thing to say, like, oh, okay, like, you have the story, you can break it, but only when Tom says so. Like, when Tom is ready to say it, then he'll say it. It's not your place to break the story. You know what I mean? Because that makes you look selfish and it makes you look greedy. And I don't think Adam Schefter needs this ego bump from this breaking this story to push his career. I think he's gone as far as he possibly can. And another thing I have a gripe with. Pats Nation, fuck you. Fuck Pats Nation.
Why?
He didn't mention us.
I was gonna say Brady didn't.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I don't really see a big thing with it.
I think he's gonna come out and speak at some point anyway.
Well, he is signing a one-day contract with the Patriots tomorrow, or at some point. So once I heard, I don't want to say I was a little upset, but like I heard it at first and I was like, I get why people would be annoyed about that. But then once I heard he's signing the one-day contract with the Patriots, it's like, all right, at that point, what does it matter?
Bro, like, everyone just loves to overreact. People like Dave Portnoy comes out and condemns Tom Brady for not
whatever.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Has he not given enough? Has he not given Boston area, New England enough? Right? He gave us 20 years of 6 Super Bowls and just amazingness, and we have to sit there and be like, dude, you didn't say New England or Bill Belichick and you're goodbye. Like, fuck you. Give me a fucking break, dude.
Who cares? It's his retirement announcement. And he's like, the thing is, he's signing a one-day contract with them. So who cares? Literally, who cares?
Yeah, like, oh my God, dude. People are just so annoying. People are so annoying, dude.
Ultimate 2022.
I know, dude. It's like, dude, I don't care if he mentions the Patriots in his thing. No one cares. He can do whatever he wants.
Well,
he's given me enough.
Tom Brady, congrats. If you're listening to this, because you definitely are.
Do you see that he's eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2027?
If you do bet on anything, that's a slam dunk. That is as slam dunk as it gets.
The odds are minus a million.
A trillion.
If there's an infinity, it's an infinity symbol. You literally can't make money on it.
You bet $100,000 to make a penny. It's still a good bet.
That's so far away too.
Just is Tom Brady not making the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
Imagine they come out and they're all like, we're all not voting for him. Like, none of us are deciding.
Roger Goodell is just like, nah.
No, not happening. He's so evil.
It was like the deflation.
Yeah.
He's like, you deflated footballs. You deflated footballs.
So I think next week we're going to do a full in-depth prop.
Super Bowl.
In-depth
everything.
Deep dive.
Drafting should have a lot of fun little.
Bold predictions.
Definitely a lot of bold predictions. I think later in the week we should probably do it. I think that sounds like a plan.
I think it's a good plan.
It's a really good plan.
The best plan I've ever heard, actually.
It's up there.
Gatorade color? Blue.
I love that.
Really?
I like that more than the coin toss. Is
The Gatorade color is so much fun because you sit there until the fourth quarter and then you're like, come on, show it.
They better have that on like
No, they
DraftKings
love
and
orange
FanDuel.
Gatorade.
They do love orange
They
Gatorade.
love orange Gatorade.
Red Gatorade has not won ever.
No.
How is that? How crazy
I've
is
seen
that?
purple.
Purple has won.
Was purple when the Chiefs won?
Purple was when the Patriots won against the Rams.
What was it? Andy Reid getting?
I
don't
thought
think it was
Andy
orange.
Reid got drenched in purple.
I think it was
thought it was
orange.
purple.
I thought it was orange or blue.
Because I remember thinking too. I remember because we had talked about it. I was
What
like,
if they
dude, it's
mix
gonna
them?
be purple, dude. Because I specifically remember, and I went and looked at the odds, and it was like plus like 600 or something.
Oh, it was orange.
It was.
It was orange.
Which one? So you're
Orange?
probably right then. It probably was the Patriots.
I'm pretty sure it was the Patriots and Rams. Was the
If not, maybe it was last year. Maybe it was the Bucks.
no, last year was blue.
Blue is an underrated color, dude.
I liked another blue.
They surprise everybody when they pull the blue out.
Oh no, it was blue for New England as well, I guess. All right, who cares?
Dude, who do we have to pay to sneak onto the field?
No, because
and look into the
whoever
cooler?
we pay, there's someone that's willing to pay 10 times more. That's the problem.
So you really want to be the guy that's willing to go onto the field and check?
So here's
sneak into the
here's the
locker
other
room.
question. You bet someone to run on the field and you run on the field. Do you keep your money? DraftKings definitely doesn't give you your money, do they?
If they find out it's you, if you just get someone else to do it for you.
Oh yeah.
But is that a prop on DraftKings though?
Yeah, they'd have to pay you, right?
Well, you controlled the outcome, so I think there's probably something in their terms where they're like, see, right here in subsection and small letters.
I'll have somebody
It's like
else. I'll
borderline
have somebody
tax
else do
fraud.
it for me. I'll have somebody else place the bet for me.
That's like borderline like tax fraud. You could probably go to jail for a while for that.
Oh yeah.
For running on the field?
For betting on it.
And
If they
then
found
running on
out
the
you
field.
put like $1 million on it and then you go and do it, and it's like plus like, I don't know, it's probably be plus like 1,000 maybe.
Not that much.
Because I feel like it doesn't happen very often.
No,
Security's
because-
usually tight.
I
because-
don't know. Can you? I don't know, you can-
All of us dumb motherfuckers sit here every year and we're like, what if we run on the field?
no, you get drunk enough, right? And then like you lose control.
No, once you get drunk enough, it's so easy. It's you just hop a fence. And
all you
it's
have to do is just like all someone has to say is you won't. And then
You
you're
gotta,
like, fuck you.
you gotta make it past the sidelines though.
That's also true. Bro, I never even thought about that either because it's like, damn, you get onto the field and you still have like...
Exactly. So what constitutes like, okay, if they did have this bet,
Because
what constitutes?
What if you jump over the wall, but then you like get hurt or some shit? You can't run.
That would so happen to me, bro. I would go run on the field and I'd jump over the wall and like break my leg.
yeah.
He'd like hyperextend his knee.
I would
so
just
would be crab
No,
walking.
I
on the
would
field.
literally be hobbling onto the field to win.
You'd
my
be
money.
army crawling in the end zone. So the best place to do it is probably like you're on the end, one of the end zones, right? Because
Yeah.
it's probably the shortest distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're lucky it's not at like the Coliseum, because doesn't the Coliseum's a little bit like
I wish they
Tighter.
still played there.
They should.
that would be sick if Super Bowl was there.
I loved watching the games there.
Everyone hate it. Was always empty. That's what people always got bothered by.
I don't know. They
but it's like huge.
once they
though.
got good, they were filling that shit up. I don't know. Well,
That year that they were good, they still didn't even fill it up.
Rams fans.
the
are,
Chiefs
like-
game was certainly full.
The LA Rams fans like don't
That
show
was
up.
that was what, a Monday night though.
Yeah, the atmosphere is really cool when it is.
Yeah, no, oh no, I completely agree with you. It's just a simple fact that people complain that they don't fill their stadium, which, I mean, that is a problem.
I mean, they really didn't. Did they do it in the NFC Championship game?
No,
I mean,
it was half.
No,
Niners
it was
fans.
it was all red, dude.
so that's a problem. Why are there no Rams fans?
Because it's LA.
Yeah, the LA's not a football town.
That's true. I mean, look at
They
how
like
hard
their
it was.
baseball. They like their
They
basketball.
hard it
love
was
their
for the Chargers.
basketball. They love their basketball.
Look how hard it is for the Chargers.
The Chargers were playing in a soccer stadium for a little while. Like that's pathetic. You're an NFL team.
I think there's just so much in LA for people to care about.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the Rams game at
Yeah, we
4:05.
were doing
Yeah,
fine
and
without teams
football
out
is
there.
not on the list.
We don't need two LA teams either.
Does it change the time
No,
of the Super
absolutely
Bowl
not.
because it's on the West Coast? Like, what time is it at?
It's still at
6:30 or
I think it's 6:30.
so it's gonna be 3:30 there. That's kind of annoying,
Oh, that's ass.
right?
Well, they did that for the
For the when it was at
Broncos.
Levi
Panthers.
Stadium.
Yep.
And probably when it was in Arizona a couple years ago.
Yep. 6:30 NBC. Chris Collinsworth, former Bengal on the call.
Al Michaels. Is that Al Michaels? I feel like he hasn't been.
Collinsworth and Michaels.
I feel like it's been Mike Tirico. I feel like Al Michaels
Trust me.
took a
No, I
hiatus.
think they get it every 4 years. NBC.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Al Michaels. And
Yeah.
Yeah, Collinsworth.
That's what I mean. They
Yeah.
get it every 4.
Yep.
I wouldn't like it if... I mean, I like Mike Tirico, but if Al Michaels can do it, he should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Al Michaels is like...
Well, yeah, Al Michaels is not missing out on the Super Bowl. I can promise you that.
So then next year it'll be what, Joe Buck? Or did they do it last year?
No, I think they get it most years, and then.
Well, don't they cycle it through?
Well, they did it every other. I'm pretty sure.
Do they get? I don't know. If
It's either
CBS
every other or
get
every
any?
third. Yeah, so
Well, because there's 3.
Nance and Romo get Michaels and Collinsworth get a, Buck and Aikman get a, and then
Romo gets it.
Romo and Nance get a. I don't know if they haven't done it yet, right? Just last year.
No, they did for the Pats and Rams.
Last year they were on it.
They did the Pats and Rams, I thought.
Romo was an announcer for the Pats.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if the
He's definitely done a Super Bowl, though.
Romo did last year for Bucks.
So it's got to be
Chiefs.
Troy and Joe next
So Troy,
year.
Troy and Joe next year, and
Good.
then, and
Probably Romo and... Because there's only 3.
yeah, so it's every 3, and then they just cycle.
I like Aikman and Buck. I really do.
So Romo's not as good as I thought he was.
No, he's not.
I think the novelty is worn off with him. I still like him, but I mean...
I get annoyed after listening to him for a while.
He's not like as goated as I thought he was, but he's still pretty good.
At first he was cool, but nah.
I think he's the best
He's
player
obnoxious.
announcer. to do it.
Watching, see, this is why I love Aikman is because, like, Aikman calling a Cowboys game and Romo calling a
Two
Cowboys
different
game is
things.
way too different. Is 2 different things. Aikman, you could barely tell that he ever played for him.
Romo's
mean,
like,
but
oh, Dad.
Romo's the cheerleader, yeah.
But Aikman hated the fact that Romo was able to call that game this year.
Mm-hmm.
He was so mad.
Uh-huh.
Bro, Aikman, you suck though. Aikman's high as shit for all of them.
Oh my God! There was one broadcaster. I don't know what game he was on for the divisional round. His eyes were. It was like literally like you hop out to your friend's car. Like you and your friends are all in the car, just like sheathing blunts, and he just came out of the car.
smaller-
With the windows up.
Yes, no windows up.
How
though.
small are pencils in his hands? He's sitting there like,
That's
and
the best
then when he
thing
talks,
ever.
he's like, "Ugh." And there's just a pencil like right there between his thumb and
No, and then like
It's
Joe
so
Buck has to
small.
be like, all right, Troy, all right, let me take it.
So
for
power
me."
rank the 3 broadcast teams. I would say
I think Jim and Romo are still at the top.
I would say
me.
it's Collinsworth, Michael, then Jim and Tony, then Buck and Aikman.
yeah, Oh,
I would just flip flop.
2 and 3.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
1 and
flip-flop
2.
1 and 2.
I'd go Michaels, Buck and Aikman, Nance and Romo.
We all have slightly different.
Differing opinions. Fuck it.
All right, next week
Next week,
Is the Super Bowl.
props,
Super Bowl preview.
preview, fun, excitement. The Bengals,
The Bengals.
No more Tom Brady.
the Rams.
They better do like a cool piece for him when they broadcast the Super Bowl.
They will. They'll do something.
He'll be
fun.
at the Super Bowl.
He'll be playing in the Super Bowl.
He'll be just on the sideline, just like ready to suit up.
Imagine 4th down, like he just comes in, like he's just like the receiver, like he
Like we
just
signed
split
him.
out wide.
The Bengals are like, "Yo, we signed him for a 1-day contract." They're like, "Oh shit, you could do that."
He wins his 8th Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think 7's a good number too. By the way,
I do like 7.
8 is like too much. 8 is like you're getting like Bill Russell type shit. Like
Yeah, I
people
agree.
like when we tell our kids and grandkids about this, they're not gonna.
They're gonna be
believe
like,
us.
oh, whatever, man.
They're gonna be like, whatever. The difference is though,
I don't
there will
know.
actually be video footage of it.
Well, it's like Bill Russell when like you hear about Bill Russell, everyone's just like, oh, back in my day.
No, it's not going to be like that.
They would just think like, yo, he played against like plumbers, dude.
But then that's what our kids are like. Our grandkids are gonna say. It's
He
like,
he played like against us.
I don't know.
Like Bill Russell, like we were playing for the Celtics.
yeah.
Like if we were playing for like the Lakers,
Yeah.
like yo, shit, dude, boss, I gotta get out early.
And I go to the Lakers
I'm going to
game.
play Bill Russell later. And Bill Russell's just dunking on dudes, getting rings, dude.
Oh, dude.
And then have you ever seen the old rings from like those times?
From those times.
Bro, they look so shitty. Like compared to the rings now with all the diamonds and shit.
Oh yeah, it's just like a little piece of gold. It's
It looks like worse than like a high school ring. like a high school reunion.
I mean,
night.
they really got paid anything back in the day.
Yeah, they were getting like nickels, dude. They were getting like a bag of nickels in their locker before every game.
You're like, hey, great game out there, Bo. Really, really put in the work.
Their rings were probably made out of nickel.
Yeah, because it was wartime. They were probably everyone was going to war, and Bill Russell's getting rings. All right,
That's enough.
yeah, that's enough. We're out of here.
Adios.
Goodbye.